Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaki Yamada. Today being Wednesday, the 8th of December or the 5th of November in the 9th year of Chongyalguk. Let's begin, as always, with a bow to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Chariot, Kyombe, Paddle. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가족맨세 4. 전일국 주인 우리 가족은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 찬조 이사인 전주 대가족을 현성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 4. Our family, the owner of Chongyalguk, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is the Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. So, I'd like to ask Reiko Stone if she could offer the opening prayer, please.
Dearest Heavenly Parent, true parents of heaven and earth and humankind, we are grateful for this new day, starting together with you and together with Oceania members from around Oceania, and start a new day with you. We are so grateful that we are participating your providence centered on true mother, true parents, and true mother on this earth. We pray that we want to support true mother, especially her health and safety, and we can all support together to fulfill your will. Same time, we pray that we can also grow as your the filial sons and daughters, reflecting your truth and your true love through fulfilling our portion of responsibilities. We pray that each one of us can stand and become the Chombo couples, tribal messiah, fulfilling tribal messiahs, so that we can fully understand their true love and heart. And each one of us and each one of our family can become your joy and happiness to you. As we start this new day, we are grateful that we have Hundoke time. We can hear your words from Reverend Yamada. We pray that you can be with us and talk to us directly for this time. Thank you for this time. We pray and report in the name of Reiko Stone family, Blessed Central family, Archu.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining this morning Hundoke. Today is the 300 days, right? Really, I'm exciting to see this number. One day we are creating and Johnson together with our all family, brothers and sisters in Oceania. Let's really continue our sincere devotion to our heavenly parents and true parents. This month, December, is also there is Christmas month. Already some nation is celebrating Christmas or preparing the Christmas party or really meeting people or share the heart, right? In the Oceania case, usually this December is summer, right? So I think there is no white Christmas. some people is said some fire Christmas or really burn or hot Christmas, totally different. So anyway, we can celebrate this Christmas. So God sent our begotten Son, our Jesus Christ, 2000 years ago. He came here and he understood God's heart, but people could not recognize Jesus Christ. That's why he went to the cross. We have to pray for him and understand our Jesus Christ and share his heart to our brother and sisters also. So 33 years, even short life, but because of his sacrifice and because of his love and really true love for God and people, those Christian foundation was created, and those Christian foundation will be connected to our parents, and finally our Jesus will be liberated also. So December 14, next Tuesday, PCLC is preparing second online fellowship. The topic is good news. You know the contents, good news. We will prepare relating with Christmas. So I hope you to invite many Christian and of course all brothers and sisters, please join together to pray and share our heart centering on our Jesus Christ. So December 14, next Tuesday. So let's go to Fundok contents. Yesterday we share about importance of Fundok. Every day, if we do Fundok in the family, there is no space for Satan to invade. That's why how important to continue our Fundok tradition. And when we organize the Fundok Day, also we have to prepare well and think well and arrange well. If you do Fundok individually, there is a way to lead. If you do Fundok in the family, there is also a different way. So yesterday, Reverend John mentioned that if you do family or group, if you can do that interactive, if you can communicate and use those kind of way, it's really good. If you do several times, you know how to organize the Fundok with interaction. So in the beginning, you can prepare some simple question and you can do it together with your children, together with family member, and even your community in also the Heavenly Tribal Messiah area and the brother and sisters. Our family also doing in the end, the evening time, because morning a little bit busy. So even simple one, when I talk with daughter, just for example, in the beginning of the divine principle, we know everyone is struggling to attain happiness and avoid misfortune. People feel joy when their desires are fulfilled. We know these simple contents, then we can ask them in the beginning, okay, when do you feel happiness? What kind of desire do you have? Your desire is good, your desire is bad. And we talk also the original mind and evil mind. Do you recognize you have original mind or evil mind? Can you recognize one mind? Can you recognize two mind? Which voice is strong? And which voice do you listen today? So even simple question, but even children can recognize. So our 8 years daughter, I think last year, we talking about original mind and evil mind. And that time, the daughter, 8 years daughter said, yes, I can feel that. And which one you are following? Then suddenly be silent and think and suddenly shed tears. I'm following evil mind or something like this. And really realize how this voice, how this meaning is big. Even small children, but depends how we will share or communicate. We no need to think so much difficult things. We have to prepare so much difficult things. We have to prepare a lot. But just simple question centering on one sentence, two sentence, then we can communicate, we can learn, and we can realize. And this become one of the good opportunity to communicate with our family members and even our community members and also brothers and sisters. Before COVID, there was also Fundok gathering. I joined Fundok gathering in Litcam or in Sydney. So every time brothers and sisters gather together of Fundok gathering, I'm really inspired to meet together and share the Fundok gathering. That's why in the family level, in the also the community level, and we can create the Fundok church, and we can create also the Chombo gathering through Fundok or through reading. This become also the good platform. If we have a ambassador for peace, then we can choose good content, some to the parents prepare the many different kind of contents for society leaders, families, religious leaders, business. So just find the topic and to organize even 10 people, even 5 people, small gathering, then we can learn and we can also inherit together. That's why through Fundok tradition, every day we are doing 300 days, and maybe you are doing already a few years or whole life, but continuously through reading Fundok, we will some kind of the what you say, you know, the guitar. If guitar chord is every day different sound. Every morning we will tune some fix the sound. So ourselves also same. Even we, how many times we are determined in the morning, and how many times we reflect, sometimes regret in the night of the day, but continuously we pray again, we reflect again, we repent again, we determine again. Through this process continuously, then we can go close to God. Sometimes because I have so many problems, or I really commit many kind of sin, so if think myself, I'm so sorry, and I don't want to see God. I don't want to talk. I don't want to show myself in front of God because so much ashamed. But in that moment, please also, please pray for God deeply. I'm those kind of person, but God, what do you think? What do you think about me? If we pray, God surely say, whoever you are, I love you always. I really believe you. I'm totally with you. Please come together. Let's go together. That's why how we can seek God, how we will pray for God, and how always centering on God's thinking and heart. These things is really important. We are as the children, and our heavenly parents is our parents. We will create and gain back again original relationship as parents and child. That's why morning chonsong, morning fundok, and also the reading God's word. Through this process, we will repeat and repeat and repeat, and we can become really filial son and filial daughters to give hope and comfort parents and become joy. Even sometimes facing challenging, but we can imagine that if my children suffering or commit sin, what do we do? You have so many problems. You are not my children. Do we say like this? Or if my children have suffering, if children have facing difficulty, even commit sin, then we are as the parents, we want to approach more, we want to embrace more, if we want to carry on their problem instead of them. This is really parents' heart. So we are as the children of God, through prayer, chonsong, fundok, we will continuously go together. And finally, all our brothers and sisters in the world, we should come together as the family. So today, we will read the mother's book, and also Cheonsangyeon. So today's book is this one, A Global Unity Through True Parents. So now, when we see the providence in the world, there are many central figures in the history. And who is now the central figure who is leading the God's providence is our true mother. Of course, true father asked the true parents to lead the providence, but now father is going to the spiritual world and mother is leading the old providence. That's why through reading mother's book, we can unite and pray more and connect with our true mother's heart, and we can inherit also God's message through our true mother. That's why we will lead true mother's word, and also we will lead Cheonsangyeon. Cheonsangyeon is mostly our true father's word. Anyway, we will lead together. So this one, I will read this. Global unity through true parents, the ideal of creation and the fall. God created the universe because he needed an object partner. What did God desire to do after creating Adam and Eve? He desired to bless them in marriage, centering on his true love and to establish his lineage through them. Thus, he planned to realize the ideal of kingdom of heaven on this earth. The work of creation was not carried out overnight with mere words such as let there be a sun or let there be a moon. It had to go through a process. So mother is sharing about the moment of creation of this universe and the goal and ideal. So after creation, what God tried to do? After creating universe, after created Adam and Eve, what was God's plan? How God tried to do? How did God try to do? So we know through divine principle, we know through true parents' message, but when we talk with another Christian leaders, or when we talk with another religious leader, some of them actually does not have clear message or clear idea. God, why you created this world? When you meet the Christian leader or when you meet our religious leader or another brothers and sisters, maybe you can ask them, what do you think? You are believing God, you are following God. What was God's hope? Why God created our human beings? Just he wanted to be the King of Kings, just to become the creator, just want to dominate all people as the creation or not. That's why actually this God, our purpose of creation, why God created, looks like this is already natural for us. But even this one sentence, what was God's plan after creating Adam and Eve? Also, this is really important or deep secret for the peoples. So God created Adam and Eve, and after that, what was God's wish? God wished Adam and Eve to get blessing, to get marriage, to become husband and wife, to create ideal family, and to create ideal society, and create ideal nation. That's why to the parents sharing us through those messages. As for Adam and Eve, they needed to undergo a growth process until they could be told by God, you can now receive the blessing. You have probably already learned this from the divine principle. When God carried out the work of creation, he was assisted by angels. Those angels should have taken care of the protected Adam and Eve, but the archangel Lucifer instead seduced Eve and led her to fall. The other angels near Adam and Eve should have protected them as well and not given the archangel Lucifer the opportunity to cause them to fall. So Mother gave this message in 2006 in USA. So this is the story of Garden of Eden. So how we can recognize and how we can share. So mother also sharing those messages at the moment. So we can continuously share and learn through mother's message also. So let's go to the Cheonsongyeon, word of Cheonsongyeon. So from today, we will read Cheonsongyeon. Last time, we little bit read the Cheonsongyeon. And I think you have also book of Cheonsongyeon, and I guess you are reading Cheonsongyeon book. Who finished to read the Cheonsongyeon from beginning until the end? Someone finish? Okay. Yes. Thank you. Few people. Maybe anyway, everyone is hiding your face. So I guess you are raising your hand now. So you read Cheonsongyeon maybe from the beginning until the end. But how did you learn, or how did you inherit, and how you can understand? You read the Cheonsongyeon. Did you inherit, or kind of the already you gain those contents as yours? That's why really we have to read and read and read and really pray and pray and pray. So now we start to the Cheonsongyeon message. I'm so much inspired to see the all contents, because we can learn one by one. Sometimes I'm reading by myself, or we will read together. You know, if same sentence, our understanding or deepen is different. Just continuously pass the message, or really pray sentence by sentence or content by contents. So really inspired. So I want to share the table contents first. You could see in Cheonsongyeon there is several chapter and the contents. Usually when we see the table contents, we could see the all important message. So I'm not sure, maybe some leader or our children parents mentioned that when we read the divine principle, each topic or each title of divine principle itself is already essence and summary, or already the main contents of the divine principle. That's why the table contents is very important. So we could see the Cheonsongyeon and Anthology of True Parents Teaching. So preface and book 1, God. So through reading this Fundoke, Cheonsongyeon, you can learn God. Do you want to learn about God? Wow, this really title is good. God. Simple, but deep, right? We are talking about God. And also true parents. We know true parents, but who is he? And what's the meaning? True parents. And the true love. We listen many times. Then if someone asks you, can you explain what is true love? Who can explain about the meaning of true love? Can you explain well? What is true love? I know you are talking about true love. What is true love? So true parents continuously share a lot of contents about true love, so we can learn true love. And the true person, one of our, we know the 3 great blessings. What is the first blessing? We have to become true man, true woman. We have to become the true person. But do you know how we can become the true person? Really, we can learn through this chapter. And also true family. Wow, this word. True family is not only true parents' family. We ourselves should become true families. When we see our true families, do you know how to create true family in your families? Who succeeded already to create true family in your families? Do you want to create true family? If you want to make true family, how many times seriously you read this part, book 5? If you want to create true family, but if you don't read this one, how we can create true family? That's why through this book we can learn, and we can also establish true ideal family from ourselves, and a true creation, and earthly life, and also spirit world, and life of faith and training, home church and tribal messiah, the philosophy of peace, ceremonies and holidays, Chonilkuk, peace message, and true parents prayer. So actually, when we read the topic, we can imagine what kind of contents already true parents gave us. True parents gave us a lot of treasure, secret, and really the great contents. That's why before starting a day, before meeting the people, we can find the contents and we can read. Then God surely gives some kind of idea or inspiration in the message. So even reading the table contents, can you imagine something? Now you want to read more the Chonsongyeon, so please try. Really, if we want to become the ideal person, we want to become the ideal family, we want to create Chonilkuk, we have to seriously read and read and read and learn. Then we can proceed. So this is the book 1, God contents. Chapter 1, God's existence and attributes. Section 1, the existence of God. God as the root and original being, the God of the world, the attributes of God. So through this chapter, we can learn, really God is existing or not. What is the attribute of God? And chapter 2, the God of heart and true love. The God of heart, the God of true love. God is our true parent. So we know, we heard about heart of God, but through learning, we can feel more, because our true parents experienced, true parents learned and found out the message. That's why he could share to us. This is not only just a concept. He experienced through suffering, experienced to fighting with spiritual world and gain those words. And chapter 3, God, the creator, God's work of creation, the world God created with love. And also chapter 4, the God who needs revelation, God's bitter sorrow and the providence of restoration, God of recreation. We must liberate God. So through this chapter, we can learn who is God, what is heart of God, and what is really the circumstances, and what is the wish of God, what's the relationship with God and ourselves. So we can read this one. So from today we will read this. So actually this section 1, the beginning part, we did before, but this 2 page I want to share. Then we will go back to the place we ended last time. So this is the beginning part. I will read again. In the first page of Chonsongyeon, the book 1 about God. Section 1, the existence of God. Through my life of constant prayer and meditation from an early age, I finally encountered God and received his absolute truth. This truth contained astounding content which revealed the working of the universe, of life and of history as never seen before. If we apply this truth to society, we can resolve all social problems. So how True Father find out about God? How True Father found out about absolute truth, and how he could find that secret. Even when we see the human history, many people are seeking God. Many people try to find God and also try to find the secret, but people could not find full contents of God. But True Father, when go through the severe or challenging or difficult situation, and one by one he found out, even if he met God, and he shared those truths to us. And also, Father said, if we apply this truth to society, we can resolve all social problems. When we see the society, how many problems we have? When we see our family, how many we have a problem? When we see our children, how many problems our children have? When we see our parents, when we see our relationship between husband and wife, how many problems, challenging do we have? But our parents already gave the solution. Just we can learn and also we can practice that. If we found one sentence to solve our problem, then we could feel more love of God and more spiritual power or inspiration. Do you have many experience to overcome something by God's word? If you have experienced many times reading God's word, then through spending the day, then suddenly some kind of challenging come, but because of one sentence, I could overcome today. If we have experienced one by one, our confidence, our relationship with God, our connection with God become deeper and deeper. If we apply it to the world, we can resolve all global problems. Furthermore, we can resolve deep religious problems and stalemates in philosophy. This is an unprecedented new worldview, new cosmology, new view of life, new view of God's providence, and new view of history. Divine principle is an integrated through system that embrace all religious doctrines and philosophical tenets as one whole, while preserving the unique characteristics of each. So even through one sentence, God, true parents, show us how to solve the problem and how to connect back all our society and people in front of God and true parents. So this is today just the first part. We are reading about Cheonsongyeon and the mother's message and also the meaning of Fundok through reading and prayer. And also Fundoke, we will receive the God's direct guidance and God's direct inspiration, and we can create new day and new moment. So if you have Cheonsongyeon, please read by yourself also. Now we are preparing, but even one God message, really deep. If read one time, really difficult to catch the point. 2 times or 3 times, really not easy to catch the point. But read together with prayer and seeking God's heart. God, please give me today's word. I want to live together with you. I want to inherit and I want to seek your heart. Please, God, give your message today. When we seek, we will pray exactly. I have this problem today. I'm really struggling this person. I have many challenging this problem. God, I want to overcome. I want to really solve those problems. Please give message. Please give me wisdom. Please show me the way. If we pray sincerely, then God can give us the way. And if we overcome, our heart become inspired, our heart become cross and cross. So every moment, really do our best to show our sincerity, devotion, and let's create the great moment together with our heavenly parents and true parents. So once again, thank you for joining this morning, Fundoke. Today is beautiful morning. Let's create the great moment. Thank you very much once again. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Reverend Yutaka, to begin this new Hundoke together. Today being 300 days, it's quite a milestone to reach that point. I was inspired by a few things in what you were sharing today. That the statement of we need an object partner, And I realized, the focus is the partner, not the object part. The partner is what God needs, and that if God decides, you can now receive the blessing. So God is watching Adam and Eve grow, and we need growth because we were born immature and we need to become like God. But I was also struck by the statement that the other angels did not help. And that brought up something that I often think about. Do angels have choice? Or are they only purpose-driven, only by instincts? I believe angels have a very complex response system, because only children were given responsibility. We were the only ones to be given choice, because we can become the owner of love, but everything else responds to love, even though it's a very complex instructions that are within the instinct, because animals can migrate and do amazing things, but they are only responding because, and love is the greatest power. I mean, Satan never created anything. All he ever did was just, use God's creation for himself as a response to the need of love. And angels were meant to be dominated by us, but we need to grow. I believe that we need to, part of the growth process is we need to grow from this response-driven life to a choice-driven life, where we really do exercise proper responsibility, that we can control love. And we have that ability because we are given the same attributes that God has. And so when I reflected on why did the other angels not help, I think they were just stuck in this purpose-driven, not responsibility. Responsibility is the wrong word. They were given a job. They were created for a particular purpose, and they just carry out that purpose. And but love is the only thing that's greater than everything, and that can derail Adam and Eve, but it also derailed the angels because they were just driven by it. And it's like I always have that, with a magnet, the two poles come together and then there's a point of no return, where they just collide. And I think that that's what happened to the angels in the response to love. They got past the point of no return, but it required Adam and Eve to push them back, so they just continue doing what they were created for, their particular purpose. So I often reflect on that sort of thinking, the big difference between responsibility and instinct, and how we, as part of our growth process, need to, because most people I look, they just respond to what happens around them. Someone says something, they get upset and they respond. Some people take their time to think and then change their initial reaction to something that involves love. But anyway, my mind was just thinking those sort of things when Reverend Yutaka was sharing. Okay, so thank you. So just open it up to others. We have first Mr. Arai, then Doug. Go ahead. Okay.
Thank you today again after 300 days, and also great challenge again. And thank you so much. Just I missed really share about Reverend Yutaka came to Melbourne, and we missed Reverend John. Because the great testimonies, Reverend Chihiro and Ito, I was speechless. And, miss the timing, but very important one because then all thanks Vitaka shared came to Victoria, and Daniel is looking after for driving well, and so Reverend Vitaka really listened members very deeply, and member really expressed through his sons. Then attended the Pacifica event. Reverend Itaka is quite a lot of things to share. That's why he explained a little bit. Then I was really impressed. Pacifica event. I think one of the, most great, one of the biggest social event in our movement. I don't know. I didn't calculate. I think nearly 500 to 1,000 people gather, and also very important guests came, and also unretified to mother to father, very timely, and 1, 2, 3, 4 give an important point here. Then this event is not happened suddenly, a really long time, but also always Jacinta Derbyshire is one of the strongest support all the time. Then that event is, I think I can pick up 2 points. One is like a Pacifica island people gather, families, and they are really close relationship and keeping a vertical relationship. That is very, very important. I think really impressed. The number 2 is I think it's many Pacific Island people gather, but I think majority it's a lot of Samoan people, and nearly it's almost 100%. It's 99% Christian. Then Christian pastor prayed, and also many community attended. Then they really pastor also prayed Jesus Christ, and so much emphasize Jesus Christ. But I felt even they believe in the Jesus Christ, not easy to overcome races. I felt, and how can be internationally? I think we really testify Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent send Jesus. Heavenly Parent send through Father, through Mother. That point, how can testify Heavenly Father? That is point that before that we have to experience Heavenly Parent's love. We love everyone. Yeah, then especially that schedule program, it's interesting. It's 2 MC, 1 MC is a former MC, then 1 other MC is a program, a lot of entertainment MC. That MC is, I think, one of the famous actor or I think he's Mr. McCarthy. I think maybe said no. He's also a drama director. I think he's one of the most like a kind of superstar in us. Someone like he is organizing, introduce all of entertainment, singing, dancing. It's incredible many. They also he can interact with the all southern people, or for interaction. It is incredible. I've never seen such a like an incredible good art. Everyone laughing, clapping. Then that's why I thought it's that kind of a program. It's a Pacifica people. Like I think I planning a big event in New Zealand, and really a lot of someone people cannot be like a organizer, but family fair or women fair organized, then a lot of I really felt someone community is so strong, but also other can invite like family value and also for including politicians for many. Then that program really really great, can attract quite many people, and that's why I think maybe Rima Watanabe can contact with Anne that program detail, what to do, and I think maybe this year maybe people attend 1,000, but maybe next year surely they can come 2,000-3,000 people. That kind of impact program. It's a people really. It's exciting. It's really exciting. So it's really thanks to the Anne Belafonte's effort and also Jacinta's support, and also it's not only happen. It's keep going, and very few members attended, or Tsuneko-san attended, other candidates attended, and but anyway. It was one of the breakthrough. I think it is incredible. I really tried to invite the Reverend Jones. Yeah. Anyway, it was really good news to share. To thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Rai. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Doug.
Yes, thank you. I have some very strong feelings about reading, True Parents' words. When I joined the church, I wasn't doing too well. I had a lot of complications, and I'm not a very studious person. I spend a lot of my time looking out the windows, looking at clouds instead of listening to what the teacher was talking about. Life made it like that. But when I joined the church, we read 10 minutes a day from the Way of Tradition or Divine Principle, and I wasn't getting much out of it. But I really believed in what I was doing because I had personal experience. So I was I invested. I was a worker bee. I chose not to go to 120-day training because I was better at fundraising results, and there I was on the MFT. And I never had a chance to really concentrate and read. So one day they dropped me off at 9 o'clock in the morning in Cincinnati, in Ohio. And I just determined that I'm going to go to a center of the Unification Church and stay there until I finish reading the Divine Principle. And so it was 8 hours later, I was on my way to Cincinnati, and the van went to pick me up, and Jack LaValle said to Harry Phillips, he said, I think I just saw Douglas on the other side of the highway, So is that impossible? But he said, no, I think I saw Douglas. You got to turn around the van. So they turned around the van, got off, got back on, and they found me. I was like, I think I was 30 miles by that time away from where they dropped me off. And I was just running down the highway from that city to Cincinnati with the sole goal of reading Divine Principle, where I can really concentrate on it and get a real feeling for it. So anyway, I got in the van. Long story short, I never really read again for a long time, and I just was a worker bee. That is not enough to sustain life. Reading Divine Principle is like, life and death is in the balance, of all these words. So at my worst point, I didn't know what to do. So I determined that I was going to finally read the Divine Principle, but I just didn't have the spiritual capacity to take it in. And, it's like, John, yesterday we were talking about why you had such an influence on Hundake. And it's because you are used to having an audience. You teach. You're aware of who you're speaking to, and that brought out tremendous insights. So when you're home alone reading to yourself, you don't get that much out of it. But what happened with me is that I was alone. I wanted to read the Divine Principle, but I needed an audience. So I would pray to God always. First of all, I said, I'm going to do it every day. And I would pray to God and I say, please bring my ancestors, you know, and that is key to really studying Divine Principle. You have to have an audience. You have to be doing it for someone else, not for yourself, you know. So even if you don't have any guests, or if you're not teaching in a classroom, teach your ancestors. Ask God to bring them before you so that you can talk to them. And then it becomes substantial, you know, and it makes all the difference. And then be free to write in the book and take notes all over everything that you read, you know. And I started off, all I could do is just read 10 minutes a day, you know. And then I did that for a while, and it got longer and longer. And then I started feeling more. And thank God that Champyong Providence came along, you know. So we would sit there for hours and hours and read the Divine Principle several times, you know. But there's only one other thing. I'm going to segue into this, and I'll be really quick. Today is the 41st year since John Lennon died, you know, on December 8th, 1980. And I was so inspired about Christmas. There's a little Christmas story. He was 40 years old. He died in New York City. He was killed, shot. There was a memorial service for him. And there he, you know, it was his picture. There was 100,000 people in Central Park. And there was moments of silence. All you heard were the helicopters hovering over the 100,000 people. Afterwards, it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours long. About 10,000 people went in front of the Dakota Hotel, where he and Yoko Ono had lived. And he had such an impact. It's anything I say was an understatement on so many people's lives. But these 10,000 people were there. We were coming out of the 1970s, which was really a challenging period, you know, not as challenging as it is today. And there was 10,000 people with one guy carrying an American flag, you know, a big, huge American flag. That was the scene. It's about 6 o'clock at night. And then people started trying to sing a John Lennon song, and it petered out. It went one song, and then another song. And then on the third song, I heard a voice that said, if they can unite on one song by the seventh try, I will make it snow. So this is actually a Christmas story, and I'm going to wind it up really quickly. The songs came, all the famous songs that the crowd knows, and each one got progressively more detailed and more powerful, more unity, you know, but it never really succeeded. Then on the seventh song, like a wave, you know, a series of waves, this really happened. On the seventh song, the crowd finally started singing, "So This Is Christmas," you know? And I'm telling you the truth. It snowed from the beginning of that song until the very end. And the snowflakes were the size of a $50. It was a blizzard, you know? And it only lasted during the time of that song. And then I had to ask at the end of it, like, why did such a thing happen? This is unbelievable. But God honored the search of this man, you know, who pretty much wasn't a very religious person, but spiritual. He was secular, but he was on a search, you know. He represented an East-West marriage. He also found the beauty of a wife, a woman, you know. He did that song called Woman. He moved mankind, you know, and he found family in his own way, you know. He was like a high priest of the secular humanists in many ways. But he finally, before the end of his life came, he was able to embrace family, you know. And he wrote such songs, So This Christmas. But I felt like God wanted to bless this event, you know, because it represented a transition even in America. We had high hopes that we would come out of the chaos of the 70s. Reagan had just been running for president. He finally got elected, and there was a change, you know. So it was a Christmas story that I can never forget, and I had to share it today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's actually time now to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen. And let's pray together. Arju, Arju. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day. And
Speaker event is great. A speaker event all island can bring together. That's I felt.
thank you.
Thank you. God bless everyone.
God bless you. Have a good day.
Morning, Auntie
Bye,
Jenny.
Janine.
Yeah, morning, Rex. Yeah, morning.
Bye.